YouTube video I'll be reviewing this album by Talib Kweli. It's called Gravitas. Really great album, very lyrical album. It starts off with Inner Monologue, which is a chat about him talking, and he talks about politics, he talks about a lot of issues with different political parties, etc., which I think is a really good intro track to get you started. He talks about the meaning of gravitas. Then we have Demonology, is about how people have different demons in their life to overcome, and how people have issues with their personal life and how it affects their emotions, and how people make rumours about them being in the Illuminati, etc. And he talks about a lot of different aspects and how people see their music and how they should talk about one thing. That's what I got out of that track. Really good first track featuring Big Crit and Gary Clark. Then we have State of Grace featuring Abby Dobson, who's also on Prisoner of Conscience, which I probably will review one day, which is a really good song. It's about hip hop and how hip hop can influence people in a negative way, with how the reality TV shows and how hip hop's being used poorly in today's image. And he talks about how the chauvinistic attitude it has, and how today's rap music can be bad towards women and chauvinistic. That's what I got out of that track. And he's talking about a state of grace, which can be quite a religious aspect to it, and I think that is a really great song. And he talks about how music, hip-hop was a lot better back in the days with artists like Tupac, and how MCs were more lyrical and they were more conscious, and etc., and how today it's all chauvinistic. That's what I got out of that song. Really good track. Then we have Violations, where him and Rape One just go in, they were rhyming. Love that song, brilliant. I really got into that track, brilliant song. Then we have Rare Portraits, is about his life. It's his autobiography track. He talks about how he grew up and how he got into hip hop and how he started rhyming, and that's a really good song. And it gives a detailed story about when he was young, getting into the music and the graffiti and everything. So that's a really good song. I like the production on it, goes well with the song. Then we have New Leaders featuring the Underachievers, very more modern production, but I think that really works. I like how they rhyme on it. It's about being a leader and how you can make an impact to this generation, and how you can have a positive influence within the music, and and leading the young generation in a positive light. And that's what I got out of that song, which I think was a really good song. Then we have The Wormhole, which is about the Illuminati, his perspectives on it, and he talks about how people are distracted. Some views that he had I agree with, and some things that I disagree with. He talks about how the Illuminati steal a lot of things from ancient Kemet, Africa and Egypt, and the pyramids and Horus and all the symbolism that you see is stole from all them old ancient cultures. And he talks about how Freemasons and how people would accuse them of things if they keep everything secret. It says politicians are only out to get paid and not trying to control the masses, which I kind of disagree with, because the Illuminati want power. That is, they print the money so they can have power. So, but I do think he has some really good points on this track. And I think it's a really good song. Still, I was into the song. It had a video from what was that film? Menace to Society. Yeah, that was pretty cool to have on here. Then we have What's Real. Again, a brilliant song. Well, actually, no, I didn't really feel this song too much. I think it was too mainstream, too polished. I think it had some good points to it, but To me, it was okay. It wasn't anything special. Art Imitates Life, that's the song I like. With Blackfall and I cannot read the other names, sorry. Yeah, he talks about how art imitates life, and it's more of a braggadocious type track as well. Talks about celebrity life as well, etc. Then we have Lover's Peak, is about love, etc. That's what that song's about. Then we have Colours of You, is basically about being yourself within the music, etc. Which I think is which is about being yourself, and how if you colour over the lines, you create something better, etc. That's what I got of that song, which I think is good, and I like the content on this track. Really got into the song. I think this is a good album. Lyrically, this album's on point. My rating of it is an 8.5. I think some of the production could have been better. That's my only problem with this album, but apart from that, this was a really good project from Talib. Where that's my review. Peace.